Well, hello there. It's getting really cold in Kentucky, so I decided to take all the batteries out from my cars because they are promising like just about minus 20, maybe minus 25 degrees Celsius at nighttime in the following week. I'm not gonna be here. I gotta go back flying, so I'm thinking I'm gonna remove the batteries to make sure they don't get bad. So we're gonna go through most of my cars, and we're gonna store those batteries at a secure location in the barn. First, we're gonna start with this 1960 DeSoto. This was my dream car for a very long time. It needs a total restoration, but it runs. So look at this dash, it's just amazing. Every time I see this car, I got excited over it. I love this thing. So when we come into the front, behind this nice DeSoto sign, we have this latch here. You can see this, and that's what we're gonna open up. So when I pulled it from the inside, I actually pulled this cable, and now I'm releasing it with this hand operated lever. And now you can see my fake Mopar battery. It looks exactly like the original used to, and it has the description on it and everything. So, but it doesn't have no acid in it, so I can take these off, and you can see that it's like totally original looking lids, and there's nothing in it. There is no acid in it. So this is like a crystal technology inside, or I don't know what. It's like an antique auto battery. They actually sold that to some other guy, and I got it from him. But whatever, I need to find the sockets for this one, and then or the wrenches, and then I can remove those, and I can take this battery out. And the other one I need to find wrenches for is the Trabant. This Trabant is made out of cotton, believe it or not, compressed cotton. You can see the compressed cotton inside here. And this is how thick the panel is. But this car has a two-stroke, two-cylinder air-cooled engine, and also has a very nice looking restoration battery, which looks like a 6-volt battery because of these things. And again, this is just a make-believe. There is no acid in it, just another computer battery in it. And it's actually not a 6-volt, it's a 12-volt. It's just to confuse the enemy. I had it a nice 12-volt guts put into a 6-volt looking thing, so the whole engine bay would look like an original, really old car. But technically, it's not all that old. But, but anyhow, I guess I can take these ones off, and then I need to find wrenches for these ones. So we're gonna go back out to the garage and find the wrenches for this battery and the DeSoto battery. I think the Fiat Spider battery gonna stay where it is. It's a modern lead acid battery. I don't care too much for it. I'm probably gonna change it anyway sooner or later because it got those lids on it, which I don't like. So anyhow, I don't care if it breaks or not. So I'm gonna go and get some wrenches. Yeah, it's so cold already. I had to put my ice protection on. So if you guys promise you're not gonna laugh at me, here's my here's my airplane helmet or airplane hat. So let's go into the garage and find some wrenches. So here's this 280 SL. This has a 6-cylinder engine with a manual shifter. Then we got two Austin Hillis here. Oh, never mind. Let's just concentrate on the task at hand, and let's find those wrenches, and then we'll continue here later on. I got one set of batteries in that Boss 2, which I also need to remove in a minute. But I think I'm gonna wait for my kid to get home before I do that. And we're gonna have the Model T and then some East German vans in this barn, which also have batteries, and a racing Trabant. So we got our work cut out for today. Now it's loose. I just need two hands to get it out of its place. I do have the original Mopar battery holder for it, but I never put that in, so maybe I should do it when I put this battery back. But now it's all loose, so I can just get it out by hand. They're gonna live in the laundry room. This is warm enough. And then, oops, and then I'm gonna close the hoods, and then we can go do the rest of the cars. We're gonna continue with the barn. I have a Barkas in there. This is a mid-80s East German Barkas, a B1000. And then we have a race car Trabant under the bubble over there. So this little van is kind of special. I only know about, well, let's see, 13 or 14 of them now in the US, and I got 6 out of the 14, let's say. As always, somebody else brings one in and then they don't know what to do with it because it's really hard to find parts for it. Not recommending it to anyone. If you want to have something like this, just buy a Corvair van. You can buy anything for that car. Well, that's loose. That's loose too, so I just need to take that out. This is a nice big Napa battery. When I got it, I said I got enough space for it, so I can probably crank that engine until the starter burns down with this battery. So this one has a nice holder, but I need 2 hands for it to get it out. Normally in Barkases there is a battery disconnect switch right about here, but it's missing from this one. But I have another one, but I haven't really installed it yet. So now that we have the battery out of this, oh, look at that nice big Napa battery. Yep, pretty nice one. Next one gonna be the racing Trabant. I love this bubble. That bubble is really just made for this place. So there's some zippers on it under here, which I need to find and unzip, and then we can get to just to the engine compartment. So I'm gonna stop the fan and then we're gonna open it up. And you can see my generator. It's attached to the tractor, so if you lose power in the house, which happens once or twice a year, then we can pull this one out, attach it to the tractor, and then make our own power. The only problem is that it takes about 1 gallon an hour to run this thing. So, but it runs the whole house. So for those times when it goes bad, like maybe twice a year, it's perfectly fine. Just in case you're wondering, this is an actual bona fide full race car. And I just call it the ultimate oxymoron because a Trabant is not really famous from its speed. But this thing is actually been tuned up, and it's actually runs pretty fast considering it's only got 2 cylinders. So you got these little hinges where you undo, and then I can open up the engine bay, and there are all kind of modifications in this car which I'm not gonna go into right now, but there's the battery, and then we can just remove these battery terminals, quick disconnect terminals. Now I got to get on these things, and then we can just get the battery out of it. So while we have it open, I want to show you the little race car Trabant. It's actually really truly been to Monaco, the historical Monte Carlo rally, and many other European rallies, so it's not just stickers. Got a very nice roll cage in it, some racing seats, a real navigator seat on the right side, and none of the Trabants have an RPM gauge, but this one does have one. It's actually made in Hungary, and you can see the pedals been a little bit modified, and everywhere you look in this car it was a little bit modified, just until the it was still homologized. I don't know, I can't pronounce that word. So basically until it was legal to do so with the local racing regulations. And then in the back window, it's okay. So we went to a Gymkhana on the Hot Rod Power Tour, and in that Gymkhana was so small, or so the course was so tiny that big cars like a Corvette were having a hard time negotiating it. But this little 2-stroke little car, it was just zipping through, and sometimes on 3 wheels. So at that time, to piss everyone off, I put 26 horsepower on the back because it was beating up Corvettes and other cars, which basically were a lot faster, but they couldn't really negotiate the turns as easy as this one. So I really like this little Trubby. So yeah, let's pack up the ultimate oxymoron and let it sleep until springtime. So I started to pump up this little bubble, which is very useful because it doesn't let any kind of rodent or dust to enter, and yeah, it's very nicely prolongs the condition of the car, what's inside. So I'm able to keep it in this dirty barn. So alright, so we are done with this barn. Let's go and continue on with the Model T. This is our 1926 Model T. It's a touring sedan or touring convertible, I would say. And the battery located is under the floorboard. And here's my little dog who really wants to go for a ride, and she's ready to jump in. But today we're not jumping in, we're just gonna access the battery. All right, I got the dogs out. I'm gonna just open this floorboard, and you can see the battery right there. Now this battery is a real 6-volt battery. We're just gonna need to undo the nuts on it, the terminals, and get the terminals off, and then we can pull it out. But again, I'm gonna need 2 hands for this. So we're just gonna get it out. I'm gonna take it inside, gonna charge it, and then it's gonna be sitting inside until springtime. Well, I'm just looking at the stickers on this thing, and it's just about 6 years old. It developed a leak around the terminals, which I sealed, and it's still working. I'm very surprised, but it works just fine. Well, I put these batteries on the truck. Let's go hunt for more. All right, here comes the Ford Fairlane. This one is a 57 Ford Fairlane. 9 years out of my life to fix this car up. It was a real barn find, and yeah, I'm gonna pull this open, and then we're gonna get the battery out, which is on the other side. This Ford Fairlane battery gonna be a little bit tricky because it's got the battery holder. That's the original battery holder, and it's always a pain in the butt to get it off, but we'll get it off and then get the battery out. So first we're gonna remove these little wing nuts, one there, and then we're gonna take this red plastic cover off. Yeah, I forgot I got to loosen up the nuts first, and then we can, oh, that was tight. Then we can get the terminals off, and then we can get the cover off. All right, so I got this cover off. I need 2 hands to slide the battery out. All right, I got the battery out, and it's finally on the truck. It wasn't easy to do that. The next one is Betsy. Betsy is a 56 Buick Special, very special to me. It's a Buick wagon, and if we can get there, that's gonna be an easy peasy to get this thing off. I just need to do 1 terminal, and it's gonna be right out. Yeah. So it's a 322 nail head with a Dynaflow behind it. And I got a couple of videos up about this car, but a really thorough video I haven't done yet. So maybe one day we'll do that. Next one gonna be is the bus battery, and I have 2 of these gigantic batteries in there. I really don't want it to go bad, so I'm gonna get my son and we're gonna pull these out and put them away. First, I always remove the negative cables to make sure that I don't touch the body of the bus and not gonna make any sparks. Okay, next, do the same thing next to it. It up. Okay. Pull. Okay. Woo. Yay. Yeah, you can see these are not light, but we got them out so we can put them on the truck. I have some of the batteries up here, so we still gotta go. I got some left in the garage. And behind the garage, I still got one more in the Volkswagen Beetle. Meanwhile, the sun went down. This is a 68 Beetle, my daughter's car. We haven't used it for a little while because we need to do things. And looks like some cat jumped on the mirror, but nonetheless the battery is in the back under the rear seat, so I need to somehow get to it. Well, that's a pretty dangerous position considering there is a the seat has all these metal springs. So my father-in-law, who used to have this car, put that big foam piece on top of the battery just to make sure nothing gonna touch. So now we're gonna get the wrenches together, undo the terminals, and then get that battery out. That was a little bit of an exercise, but got it accomplished. So now that we're done with the outdoor cars, let's go inside the garage and find those Austin Healys. As I understand that if you have a battery charged, then it will be just fine in the big minuses. So my plan is I'm gonna put the battery charger on the Mercedes. I don't really care about the mercury behind it because it's a old, pretty bad quality Walmart battery, so I couldn't care less about that. And then we're just gonna take the battery, the new battery what this Corvair van has, which I'm working on. It's on the ground anyway, and then the plan is to take the batteries out of this Austin Healey BN7 and the Bug-Eye Sprite, because those batteries are pricey. Yeah, this Corvair has a really tiny little battery, it has to fit through those hatches. So yeah, I got it out. I'm gonna take it back in and I'm gonna start charging it up. Here's the Corvair's old tank, and it was leaking a little bit. And also look at how nice the inlet is. It looks like it just had some coffee in it or something. Look, very, very nasty. So I got a new tank for it and many other parts. So as soon as I got back from work, we're gonna continue working on that one. So here's the new tank for the Corvair, and I got also got this fuel-proof rubber hoses because the old one looked a little bad. And then I got the new brake shoes, and I got a lot of new parts for it. So I got I'm gonna change all the brake parts, the fuel hose, or sorry, the fuel pipe, and then I got this harmonica for the shifter linkage. You can buy anything for that car. I couldn't believe it. And here's the pickup for the fuel tank. That's brand new also. And I got a set with the lock and the sock what goes to the end of it. So we'll start working on it. Here are all the brake parts for the Corvair. And well, except this one. This is for my East German Barkas, but it perfectly fits on the Corvair master cylinder. So I'm gonna use that for that. And then I had to buy a license plate for it too. So anyhow, we're gonna start working on that as soon as I come back from work, and then I'm gonna make a video off of that too. So I'm really excited about that van. So sooner or later we're gonna start driving it with my son. I'm gonna teach him how to drive, and it's just coming up in February when he's gonna have his learner's permit. So we're gonna use all the cars that have manual shifter to learn how to drive. So the Corvair is a good candidate, also the 107 Mercedes and the two Austin Healys. And then of course the Fiat Spider, the Trabant, and other cars that have manual shifters. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Keep going, keep going. All the way until it goes.
Scraping against something.
No, it's fine, keep going. That's it. That's it.
These are really bizarre.
This one is a restoration battery. It just looks exactly like a Lucas. That Antique Auto battery had it, and I got it really long time ago, and it still works fine. I'm just scared about this freezing temperature, so I'm gonna take it inside. In this car, the battery lives behind the seats under this hatch. And then we lift that hatch up and then we can get access to the battery. So first we're gonna loosen it up. It looks pretty ugly, but this is how my friend had it, John Norwood. He had it for years with these kind of shady wirings, and for some reason this thing just keep on running. Having one modern 12-volt battery in this Austin Hilly is a cheating, because it used to have two 6-volt batteries, one on each side here, and that's how it was 12 volts. The original holder is still there, whatever left of it, but usually people change it to one 12 volts instead of two 6 volts. So technically it should have two Lucas 6-volt batteries, and it was a positive earth 12-volt system. Now we're going to open Hans and then put the battery charger on him. This is a nice expensive Mercedes battery, what I have in this one. This is a 280 SL with a manual shifter. It's a kind of rare car because most of them were V8s with automatic transmission. So here's the nice original Mercedes battery. So I'm just going to put the charger on and then keep it charged. Hopefully that will prevent it from freezing up when this deep freeze coming. I totally forgot about my tractor. That's a Jubilee, and there's the battery. I think I need to remove that as well. So we're gonna get to it. Success, it's out. So now we can take it to the tech room. So if that was not enough, then we still got two more of these zero turn mowers. And they have also batteries, which we probably better take out. The way I do this is at first I remove the negative terminal to make sure that if I touch the body, then we'll not get any sparks, and then remove the positive one. So it's just two bolts here, and then with some nuts, lock washers, and it comes right off. And then there is another bolt for holding the hold down piece underneath. It's very easy to access it, and that's what all you need to change the battery in these ones. But these are fairly new, so I'm hoping it's gonna work for a while. Well, there it is. Now it's moving, we can just get it out. And one last thing is my RC plane. It's got a huge LiPo battery in it, so that would go bad too probably. So I'm gonna grab it and put it in the man cave with the remote. And also, dang, everything has a battery in it. We got this flamethrower here, which works really awesomely. And then, yeah, there's a battery in that one too. Well, I'm gonna get that one out. And that goes into the man cave as well. There it is. So, with this, I guess we finished the work for today. And we are done. Just to make sure, I'm gonna charge that Mercury a little bit, and then once it's charged up tomorrow morning, I'm gonna transfer the charger over to the Mercedes. Then I'm gonna go to work for 6 days. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed all the work I done. You didn't have to do any of it, but tomorrow I go back to work, and it's gonna be 6 days in a row. I picked up a bunch of trips at work, so it's too cold here to work anyway. So, but hopefully by the time I come back, it's gonna be warmer, and we can continue on the nice American Barkas or the Core van. But thanks for watching. See you guys next weekend with something else. Bye.